The information provided on this podcast is for general informational purposes only and is not intended as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your qualified healthcare provider with any questions you may have. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something you have heard on this podcast. Reliance on any information provided here is solely at your own risk. Welcome to the Birth Baby Podcast. Each week, you'll find guidance, encouragement, and practical tools to support you through pregnancy, birth, and the postpartum journey. I'm your host, Sierra Morgan, a certified birth and postpartum doula, hypnobirthing educator, and pediatric sleep consultant. I'm also the owner of a doula agency in Austin, Texas, and the founder of the Birth Baby Academy, where I offer classes for both parents and birth professionals. Thanks for being here. Hello, everyone. I am back with the amazing Maria Mathis-Kruser. She is here. She talked, if you have not gone and listened to it, please go back and listen to part 1 of her story about infertility, conception, and her pregnancy. Now she is back to talk about the birth of her daughter and her postpartum experience. Thanks for being back with us, Maria.
Thanks for having me back. It was a spicy first episode, I felt like, on that one.
I love it. I know. I love it. And we're going to get some more of your amazing readings here today. So I didn't let you finish the story in the last one about how your daughter's birth was. We were going from induction to baby flipping back and forth, deciding she wanted to be breech sometimes, and sometimes she wanted to be head down. So what was the determining factor? On Monday, she was head down. On Friday, she was breech. And how did we proceed?
So the OB actually wasn't originally going to check because she had
so unusual.
But Monday.
Oh.
So she was like, oh, she's head down on Monday. She didn't go super deep back in the file to see her flipping constantly.
Yeah.
Just went to like the most recent ultrasound, which was head down. And I was like, we just went over the induction stuff. And I'm like, whoa. Let's check. Because this kid's been flipping every other ultrasound. She's like, oh. And I'm like, oh, yes. Yes, she has.
Can only imagine if you just didn't tell them that.
I would have lost my mind. I would have been in a rage over that.
Or it could have been funny because you could have had a breech baby in a hospital vaginally and they would have all freaked out.
That too. I don't know. I don't think.
But if she wasn't okay, well, maybe not because of how it turned out. So go ahead.
Yeah. So I was like, just check for me. You know, like I just need to make sure.
For funsies, come on.
Yeah. Just double check. Because this kid's like unpredictable. Like as unpredictable as they come. Everything that I've ever wanted with this has gone out the window. So let's just double check.
It's been a great parenting lesson.
Yeah. Before this also goes out the window. And it did, in fact, go out the window. So she was breech again. And based on she flips every 2 days kind of thing, the OB's like, she is not stable enough to proceed with a induction. Yeah. So like, even if she had been head down, I think even telling her, hey, she's flipping every couple of days, they would have been like, maybe not.
It's possible she could end up transverse, that is where it would not be like that baby's not coming out that way. So
yeah. So she was just like, she's not in a stable enough position. I think if we put you through an induction based on the fact that it's your first baby and, you know, like all of that the stress of the induction plus preeclampsia, she could possibly go breech again. You know, even if she goes head down, like the level of flipping was way too unpredictable. And I was like, so what you're telling me is I am now going to live out my worst nightmare with a C-section after all of my extensive planning for this natural birth that I tried so hard to have.
She's like, yes, I'm so glad you get it.
Yes.
Let's roll.
Yes. She's like, yep, pretty much. And I'm like, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy. This is great. This is exactly what I planned. So that went absolutely out the window. So now we've scheduled the C-section for Saturday. And I'm like, okay, so it's at noon on Saturday, whatever. But then I got a headache the doom headache of preeclampsia. And I tried Tylenol, I tried water, I tried food, but I'm starting to get this like very anxious feeling, this impending doom of like, she needs to come out like right now. Like I'm talking yesterday kind of feeling. And so the nurse actually was the provider that didn't listen. She's like, oh, you have a headache, like drink some water, take a Tylenol. I'm like, I've done all of that. I have preeclampsia. It's diagnosed. It's on my file. You need to call my OB immediately. Like, this is not a negotiable thing. Call my provider. This is an antepartum. So I was kind of blown away that this nurse was like blowing me off.
And the fact that someone who wanted the home birth, natural birth, doesn't want to be induced, hates the idea that she's going to have a C-section, is saying, hey, something's wrong, when all you guys have been worrying about is that she's going to argue with you about what you do need to intervene on. She's asking for intervention. Maybe somebody should listen.
Yeah, pretty much. But here's the thing. My providers did.
Yeah.
I called my OB. She had just gone off call. But she takes the call anyway and is like, okay, if she's saying that, contact the new provider that's on call because it's not like my weekend kind of thing. I'm like, okay, that's fine. But she's like, listen to this patient, get the other one on call now. So I talked to the other one and I'm like, I have the headache. I have impending doom. She's like, we'll schedule it for tonight. Your C-section's happening tonight now. We just have to wait because you ate. And I'm like, that's silly, but whatever. So we had to wait till 8 p.m. because I ate at like noon or something.
Mm-hmm.
And they came back in that afternoon and they're like, you still feel that anxiety, impending doom? And I'm like, yes, you need to get this kid out like today, in the next couple hours. Mind you, I had sent my husband home on, so we went in Wednesday night. So Thursday, I sent him home to go sleep in our house and take care of our critters.
Somebody's got to take care of the animals.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was
Somebody
going back.
has to milk the goats.
Yeah. He doesn't milk. What are you talking about? That's all me. So I call him and I'm like, you need to get to this hospital like right now. Like get in the car, drive the hour, come back because we're having Alice stat. So he like rushes back because I was like, I have a headache. He tells me like after the fact that my like texting and voice sounded different.
Oh, interesting.
He was like, the way you were writing to me was different than yourself.
Oh, that just
like,
gave me chills all over. You didn't tell me that before.
Yeah. I mean, because he was like, the way you wrote was shorter and it just didn't sound like you. So that was eerie to hear that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it just kind of set up. And this was, like I said, this was the first time a provider literally performed a major surgery based on a feeling. Because my blood
needed that.
Spiked.
You needed that faith in humanity restored.
Yeah, for sure. But also, I know that like the headache, the really bad headache, is like a sign of brain swelling. So it doesn't necessarily accompany the high blood pressure. So that was cool, finding that out. No biggie, just possible brain swelling.
Sure.
So anyway, 8 p.m. rolls around. They wheel me into surgery at 8 and they gave me a loading dose of mag, which for all my ladies that have been through mag, I feel you. That was
magnesium. That is an intense add-on to your birth experience.
It burns. It just like, it just burns. It's awful. Feels like liquid fire in your veins, essentially.
Oh, friend.
So not to scare anyone, but it's not fun.
Yeah.
So went through that, got the loading dose, which was honestly the worst part. The like 24 hours of it was uncomfortable, but the loading dose was like, no. So once we got that done, they wheel me in, they scrub, they're doing a spinal block, which my anesthesiologist was like really good.
Explain real quick what magnesium does so that if you're listening and you're like, why did they give her magnesium? Like, I take that to help me go to sleep or maybe to poop because I'm constipated. So do what?
My answer during pregnancy for everything is magnesium glycate. So like, I literally told everybody that. I'm like, constipated, magnesium. Hormone, magnesium.
Having trouble sleeping, restless leg syndrome, leg cramps. So magnesium, the dumbed down version, because I am not medical, is that they give you magnesium because it is a muscle relaxer, which is why it helps with all of those other things. But it also is helping relax the muscles in your body because the risks to the mom of preeclampsia are a potential stroke. So they're trying to prevent a stroke in Maria at that point. Okay, go ahead. You had a great anesthesiologist.
Stroke, seizure. It's just protecting
stroke or seizure, yes.
Brain, baby, mind, etc. Anesthesiologist was really good. Shout out to him.
Good.
He did a really great spinal block. He gave me a little bit of that anxiety med, like IV
or something.
Yep. Yeah, just to like chill me out before he like stuck a needle in my back, which I also didn't feel cool. I mean, I hear some real horror stories. Like it felt like
I love that at least you got that, you know?
Yeah, truly. Thank you. The one win. Oh, it gets better though. Like, yes, it worked, but wait till the after.
Okay, I'm ready.
Like, they do the spinal block. It feels like tugging. It's really weird. I didn't feel pain, but it did feel like pulling. Like my husband, we asked for a clear cloth because it was cool and I wanted pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm a nerd like that. Because like a month or two before my C-section, I watched a C-section on a goat with my vet, and that was kind of cool. So kind of cool. It was really cool.
Such a special breed. I love you.
Yeah. So I was like, take pictures. I want to see this. And so he took a couple pictures and it was cool. So anyways, we make it through. She's all right, but she has to go to the NICU because she was premature. And they ended up I sent my husband with her to the NICU while they like finished up on me. She did have initially some breathing issues. Just because she was so early. And then they intubated her to pull something out of her lungs and give her some refractant, which is basically like helps kickstart the lungs because they were very immature. So shout out to that steroid shot that worked so well, even though it was like a month later. Anyway, yeah. So she spent about 23 days in the NICU when it was all said and done. Not for breathing stuff. She was off oxygen, all oxygen support within 5 days.
Oh, wow. That's huge.
Yeah, like completely off it. But they were tube feeding her and she had a super cord from her umbilical cord was like so thick. I had my doula and multiple nurses and doctors be like, that thing was one of the thickest cords I've ever seen.
Cool.
So we just called it like the super cord of food. And so she was not impressed with having to feed herself.
Yeah. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, that's basically it. So that's why she was there for that long.
Okay. And how did you do in that recovery time?
So initially, I was strapped to the bed for 24 hours. This is where it gets funny over the spinal. My reaction to opioids and a spinal tap or spinal block is intense itching. Like all over crackhead body itching. I mean, I'm like rubbing my face off, itching my skin. I felt like an addict in there, like just rubbing my nose. Oh, so bad. To the point the nurses were like, we're going to go talk to anesthesiology to see if there's something we can do for you because you're like your skin off. And they come back and they're like, well, we can give you Narcan, but it'll reverse all of it and like you'll feel everything. And I'm like, well, actually, no, they don't say that they just say it'll reverse it. And I'm like, okay, so you're telling me that it will reverse it, but does that mean I will be feeling the absolute pain and agony from being cut open they're like, yeah. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. No, no, no. We're not doing that. I'll be itchy.
Good thing you had a question to ask.
Absolutely. And then they had the audacity to be like, well, you must not want it enough. Like, you must not want to be not itchy. And I'm like, yeah, you're dang right I don't. Like, I'd rather be itchy than in excruciating pain. Thank you. Like, we'll just wait for it to wear off.
Yeah.
The audacity, though.
Yeah, that's miserable. I think I would rather be in pain than itching, because I had an allergic reaction that was so severe to adhesive, and it was like it started spreading and covering half of my body. And every waking hour I was itching to like the nth degree. And I was like, nausea and itching are my nemesis. I will take pain any day over nausea or itching.
So I actually vomited for the first like hour.
Oh, come on.
I'm not
the worst.
I was like intensely vomiting. And then they gave me ice chips and I ate all of it because I was so thirsty. And then I vomited it all up. And it was like, well, it felt good to eat it, like the chips at least, because now I feel like kind of hydrated.
Yeah.
So 0-10. This whole thing.
0 stars. Would not recommend.
Yeah, no. It's horrible. I kept telling myself maybe one day I'll get a redemption birth, because this one was not it, sister.
Yeah.
It went horrible. I mean,
the fact that you're able to sit here and laugh with me about it and be silly is such a testament to who you are.
Thank you. I mean, why be a sad panda over it? Because I just can't wallow in it for myself.
Yeah.
I've processed it. It's depressing. It was traumatic. That's why I wrote the way I wrote. So I'm not going to sit there and like, I know I need to go over it more with my therapist. I do. I know. I tell my husband that all the time. He needs to go to therapy. Just FYI, because like seeing your spouse and your child in those situations are traumatic. And especially for men, like the level of helplessness he must have felt.
It's the helplessness, because a lot of men are fixers and doers. And the fact that they're unable to do anything to help in that moment is so debilitating for them.
Yeah. I mean, so if your husband goes through any of this, any kind of trauma, birth trauma, it's not just you that needs to process it. Mm-hmm. It's them. Like they honestly, sometimes I wonder if they're worse off than we are, because we were living it. Yes. Mm-hmm. And we were like, but there's something about, for me, living something and having the control of like knowing
it's an experience of my body. Yeah.
Yeah. Versus like, I'm watching the person I love the most try to survive, bringing the other person I'm going to love the most into this world. Mm-hmm. And that's just got to be like soul crushing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like automatic PTSD. Like the man already has it. So like RIP. Yeah. Let's not go worse.
So how was your experience when you were finally not itchy, you were finally healing, and she was in the NICU? How was your NICU experience?
Garbage.
With trying to feed and all of those things. Okay.
Oh God. So for the first, like, felt like it might've been like 5 days. First 24 to 48, I made like drops of breast milk, of colostrum, like teeny tiny little hope things. And I'm like, okay, well, my body's just trying to figure out that it like had a baby. Mm-hmm. So I held out hope. I'm pumping the next day while she's in the NICU, and they like leave you on mag for 24 hours and you can't get out of bed. So I didn't see my daughter for 24 hours. I got videos and I got pictures, which was, I'll never get that back. And I say I'll die mad about it, but under that anger is just like soul crushing sadness.
Hurt. Yeah.
Yeah. So is what it is. She's here, but it doesn't really take away from that. So
yeah.
I'm trying to produce like anything for her. It's not going well at all. The nurse, like the first out of all the labor and delivery nurses like took pity on me. And like when I finally got released off mag, they had me wheeled straight to NICU to like meet my child, which is wild that like that wasn't a priority.
Those are even words, to meet my child.
Yeah. So like the fact that a nurse had to be like, look, you're going to postpartum, but along the way, we're going to stop and like take you to the NICU. I don't, it's beyond words.
Yeah.
So well, I got to see her. She was on a CPAP. So I didn't get to hold her yet because I was also like, mag leaves you very like, I feel like it wraps your brain up in cotton.
That's a good way of describing it. It's a little bit debilitating. Like you don't have all of your faculties about you. You don't really feel like you can move the same way. Your dexterity is not there. You're a fall risk.
Yeah, you can't even walk. Like when I say on that 24-hour mag drip, they don't let you out of bed. They don't let you out of bed. They put in a catheter.
Right.
So it's something. It's something. So we made it through. I did get to hold her. So she was born Friday night. And then I got to hold her Sunday in the evening. And I produced like drops for those first couple of days. She was getting donor milk. So that was a huge plus. I was really glad about that. And so I'm just pumping what felt like around the clock, but probably wasn't around the clock because the first 2 or 3 days, like I would actually sleep at night because I'm like, there's no point in like killing myself by waking up all the time when I don't have a newborn with me. Yeah. So like, let's take this to recover.
Yeah.
So I did. And I recovered really quick. Like my bounce back, I was off any pain management within 3 days, 3 or 4 days. They released me from the hospital like almost a week later, but that's not including the preeclampsia time prior to giving birth. And they also let me stay like an extra day so I could be closer to her.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So the pumping is somewhat around the clock. Like I'm actually sleeping at night because it seemed like it might be smarter to not be exhausted and broken in case she got out
sooner.
It
is a fine line, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, well, okay, I know that my milk supply maybe needs me to wake up and pump every 2 hours at night, but I also could bank some sleep here and my body would recover faster. And then maybe if my body recovered faster, maybe I would be better at producing milk because I'm not so tired. There's definitely this balance that is there.
I don't think I ever found it, but I do thank myself for just taking those hours.
Yeah.
It's also your the thing about I tried to keep in mind when I like made the excuse of sleeping was one, she's under 24-hour care right now, regardless if I sleep or not. And then two, your milk doesn't really stabilize until what, it's like 6 weeks?
Yeah, around 2 weeks, I think it starts to regulate a little bit, but it definitely ebbs and flows throughout that time.
So yeah, this was like the first week. So I'm like, I got some time to like.
I think she's going to be in there a while.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think that. I thought she'd be out quick, but I was like hoping that my milk would figure itself out prior to. And it did not. Hint and or spoiler alert, it went just as badly as everything else. Like, I swear to God. So then I'm like clinging. When I say clinging to the lifeboat of breastfeeding, I was just not letting it go. I'm eating around the clock. I'm hydrating like it's, a business. Like you name it. I'm eating oats every day, 3 times a day, like everything, you name it. I tried it. Nothing. I didn't move the needle. I think my best pump session, I got like 70 ml. That was it.
And you're like, once again, all of these things that I was going to do.
Yes.
I'm this like whatever crunchy mom or whatever people call themselves, right? You're like, I was going to do all the things. I milk goats.
Yes.
And I'm sitting here going, I'm not doing this breastfeeding thing the way that I thought I would either.
Yeah. It was the most infuriating thing. Yeah. And then the fact that the shields that I could have, like the shields.
Nipple shields or the
shields to get her to latch. Because I could never get her to latch. Because that took forever.
Yeah. And then she's hungry and mad.
Yeah. So she had a tongue tie. The shields didn't fit my nipples because they were too big. So that was cool.
Yep.
They didn't, like, I couldn't find the shield size I needed. I still do not have the shield size I need, by the way. There's only like one company that makes it. And I'm like, gonna just die on that hill mad.
Yep.
So she had a tongue tie. Shields weren't fitting. She was raging. So I just went to exclusively pumping. Not fun. Depressing. Feel like a cow. Like I hand milk my goats, right? They get attention. They're not hooked up to a machine.
Yeah.
Machine milk a goat. I felt like a machine milked goat compared to like my goats get hand milked. Ladies.
Yeah, your goats got better treatment than you did. I remember sitting up in bed one night pumping, looking over at my husband, and I just started crying. And I was like, I'm so tired. And I also looked at him one time and I went, moo. And he goes, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm a dairy cow. That's all I'm good for. Like, that's what I feel like right now.
Yeah, 100%. It's just depressing. Like, if you're exclusively pumping, you don't get that like joy in the same way of seeing your child's being fed directly from you. I mean,
that same oxytocin.
Yes, your milk supply doesn't know quite how to regulate because the saliva is not there. Oh, which I also tried that. I would like steal some of her spit and like rub it on my boobs. Like, come on. Maybe
I'm not laughing at you, but the way you describe things is excellent.
No, and then I'm like listening to her like be mad over feeding on the phone, like hoping that'll kick my body into like something.
Yep.
No, still no.
Yeah.
Just nothing.
So what did you do about it?
So I wrote this at the end, but do you want to hear this first or do you want to hear what brought me to my final decision?
Sure. Let's go with what brought you to your final decision, and then we'll have you do a reading.
After 6 weeks of me just absolutely killing myself over this, trying, I'm producing like drops at this point, like 10 ml.
You're supplementing.
Oh, so much. Like it's majority supplementation.
Yeah.
At least I got her off the NICU formula because that was garbage. And we went with a goat milk formula.
Shocked.
Right? I'm lactose intolerant, and so is my husband. I know she needed that goat milk.
Yeah.
So the decider was my older sister, was like, do you think she's going to look back and say, I wish my mom had breastfed me longer? Or do you think she's going to look back and say, I wish my mom had been present and happy? And that was all I needed to ask myself. Yeah. That made the decision for me. Yeah. Shout out to Tori.
Everyone needs your sister.
Yeah. Shout out to Tori. Always there with the sage advice.
Love that. That's beautiful.
So that helped. And it brought me a lot of peace. Because like it is true. Like your kid's not going to look back and be like, wish I'd been breastfed over having a present mom. Like no one's going to do that. Secure attachment isn't at all linked to that. It's linked to the happiness of the mom, just from a psychological perspective. The studies all pinpoint that.
Yeah.
Look up the monkey study. It's really depressing.
Oh, sure. Thanks a lot. That's just what I need. Depressing studies to look at.
Baby monkeys, the Reese's monkeys.
All right. Send it to me after this and I'll look at it.
It's like one of the really early psychological studies that they were trying to figure out how attachment worked. And the premise of the study is, does the baby or the baby monkey go towards this like metal thing that feeds it? Or does it go towards this soft and comforting stuffed animal? And they pick the soft and comforting stuffed animal over the like metally thing that fed them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
All right. So you made the decision. You were like, you know what? My kid needs a happy, healthy mama. And you wrote a beautiful thing. It says, pump down, boobs out. Give it to us, Maria.
All right. Pump down, boobs out. After 45 days, 95 hours, 260 sessions, and a grand total of 4,770 ml. Yes, I'm measured because I'm type A and delusional. I'm officially clocking out of the milk factory. This journey included a 5-week early emergency C-section, NICU alarms instead of lullabies, tongue tie reversal, 3 lactation consultants who all said something slightly contradictory but equally earnest, every lactation supplement known to man. Morgania, I can never say it right, goat's rue, unicorn tears, powdered wizard toe, hydration powders that tasted like regret, prescription meds that gave me vivid dreams but not vivid milk output, a very complicated relationship with my boobs. We're currently not speaking, but they did block me on social media. And a whole lot of grit, grief, Google searches, and ugly cry pumping sessions at 3 a.m. with the haunting glow of the pump like a low-budget horror film. I didn't quit. I clawed. I cried. I researched. I begged and screamed into a burp cloth and powered through exhaustion trying to make breastfeeding work. Every drop was a battle. Every ounce was a tiny miracle produced by sheer willpower, caffeine, and vibes. I wanted this more than sleep, more than comfort, and more than dignity. Shout out to the time I pumped in the HEB bathroom while hissing at the phalange like it owed me child support and a handwritten apology. I have pumped while half asleep, fully sobbing, and once while rage eating a granola bar like it was society's fault, because it kind of is. But sometimes the most loving choice for you and your baby is knowing when to let go. To every NICU mom, low supply mom, exclusive pumper, and I thought this would be easier, mom. I see you. I was you. You're not failing. You're not broken. You're just playing a video game on hell mode with no cheat codes and only one functioning boob. And you're doing incredible. To the moms still in the trenches, whether you nurse, pump, formula feed, combo feed, or cry in your car while doing all of the above, you're doing the hard, holy, life-giving work of keeping a tiny human alive. That's what actually matters. Not ounces, not hashtags, not the crunchy versus silky versus feral mom debates. Just love, resilience, and maybe a snack pouch you meant to give the baby, but now you're eating it yourself. So here we are. Time to retire the pump and reclaim my body and my mental health. I may not be making milk anymore, but I'm still nourishing my baby. Now with snuggles, bottles, and a disturbingly high tolerance for spit up in my bra and chaos in my soul. You're muted.
I didn't want to interrupt your reading. If the spit up in my bra is not relatable for every mom, unless you're not wearing a bra, but spit up down your shirt, that is been there. Absolutely. I love that so much. And I think that so many people need to hear that, especially the part that says that sometimes the most loving choice for you and your baby is knowing when to let go, because exactly what your sister said. That's why.
Yeah. She hit it on the, right there. She got it.
Yep. Sometimes you just need like almost permission from someone else, although we don't need permission from anyone else to do anything in our lives. But sometimes hearing someone either that loves us or is just really educated in the field of whatever it is that we're thinking about, them coming to us and telling us something can be almost that permission that we need to make a change. I wish that we all had within ourselves to be able to do that without that person, because not everybody has that person in their life. But Tori rocks.
Yeah. I think it's also reaffirming because like, I think a lot of people have made decisions in their mind. They just need that like, okay, so I'm not crazy. Or okay, so I am making the right choice. It's a permission, but it's also like, can you validate my choice?
Yeah.
I think it's both for sure.
Yeah. So that led you to write 2 more little short stories or poems or whatever you want to call them. So do you want to share those with us? We can just kind of do a little reading sesh. I feel like I'm at a poetry slam.
I know. I have funnier ones, but they're not for this podcast. So maybe I'll post them one day, but they're unhinged.
I believe you.
Yeah. I'm not even going to mention them on this, but know that they're unhinged writing.
So next we have Mom Shame, a love story.
All right. We ready for this one? Because this one's like almost spoken word.
So, I'm ready. I'm here for it.
Mom Shame, a love story. They hand you a baby, but here's the plot twist. They also hand you a scorecard, invisible ink, only revealed by judgment in other people's eyes. Breastfed, saint. Unless you do it in public, then it's cover up. Bottle feed, clearly you hate your child. Sleep train, monster. Co-sleep, death wish. Vaccinate, sheeple. Delay, disease spreader. Discipline gently, raising a snowflake. Be firm, abusive tyrant. Timeouts, cruel isolation. No timeouts, good luck when the real world eats them alive. Crunchy, pretentious. Silky, weak. Feral, trash. Doesn't matter, you lose either way. Even the lunchbox on trial. Kale chips, try hard. Goldfish, garbage mother. And here you are, no training, no license, just instincts and exhaustion, wondering why a job that requires 0 certification has more critics than the Olympics. By bedtime, guilt sits heavy on your chest that whisper, you're not enough. But then tiny fingers curl around yours, their breath slowing, their heartbeat steady against the rhythm of your own. No one's keeping score in that moment. No one's whispering about your choices. There's just you and the tiny human who thinks you hung the moon. And maybe, just maybe, that's the only scoreboard that ever mattered.
In full transparency, Maria had read those first 3 to me previously, weeks ago, and I loved them already. This one I had not heard yet. And if you watch on YouTube ever, y'all go over to YouTube and watch me reacting to that, because I got some hardcore laughs over here. I was quiet because I muted myself so I wouldn't interrupt. But this is hilarious. All of the black and whites that people are so dead set on. And you are such a prime example of someone who wanted some of those black and whites and had to go gray or the opposite every time, and has come out still with a sense of humor.
I mean, yeah.
My family's motto is, if you don't laugh, you'll cry.
Yes, pretty much. And if you're crying, like, there's a time and a place, but wallowing in the pit of despair is not ideal. So,
yeah.
But it does feel black and white. I think we very rarely allow to see the world and to see parenting in gray, which is literally all it is. It's all gray. We want it to be black and white so badly, and it's just not.
No.
It's specific to the child. It's specific to the family. It's specific to the individual situation. So
my favorite is when people say, I will never.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
I will never. My dad, I will never let your little brother eat in my car. My stepmom, who I love to pieces, isn't even my stepmom anymore, but I call her my stepmom still. She always said, he is never going to play football. And he is never going to eat McDonald's. There were a bunch of nevers. And that boy was eating McDonald's on the way to football practice. Like, you do all of the nevers. And, it's just, there's no point. So your words are just spot on there. I feel like every single freaking parent needs to hear that one that we just read. All right.
I feel like we need to strike the balance. We need to stop saying the, like, I will never, or I will always. It's about balance and gray areas.
Yes.
It's never going to be
Flexibility.
clear. Yes. It's
willing to roll with the punches. Yes, absolutely.
It's chaos. And I feel like I kind of got a leg up in full transparency there. Because if you know anything about animals, they're going to just throw punches right and left. And even when you plan, you're like, man, I think the worst is going to happen. I think this is going to turn out exactly like this. Or when you're training a horse, or when you're working a cow, they're going to make a liar out of you every time. Like, you say your kid can do this, and then they go and they don't do it. Or you say you can't do it, they go and they don't do it. They do it.
Yep.
Same thing with cattle, same thing with horses, same thing with dogs, goats.
So you got a pre-ride on this.
Oh God, for years.
Yeah.
I've been ranching my whole life, and it's just a constant like throw curveballs and or make a liar out of you.
Yeah.
So this lesson's been eaten into me.
So this last letter that you have, Promise to My Daughter, Daughter of Thunder, is a beautiful way for us to wrap up today. Would you like to share that with us?
Yeah. Alice, I was always waiting for you. Long before your heartbeat echoed in me, I dreamed you, wild-haired and laughing, barefoot in the forest, a child the trees already knew by name. You did not drift into this world softly. You stormed into it, lightning in your veins, thunder in your cry. And I knew you. I knew your soul by the way it rattled the heavens. So hear me now. I am yours always. I will protect you in ways loud and silent, with arms, with words, and with the kind of stare that warns, don't you dare, to anyone that would make you small. I will teach you how to be bold, to walk into a room like it belongs to you, to speak even when your voice shakes, to take up space because you were born for it. I will remind you that your bloodline is thunder, your laughter, sunlight breaking storms, your dreams, prophecies worth chasing. And when the world tells you to shrink, to wait your turn, I will hand you a megaphone and I'll stand behind you. Every step, every stumble, every roar. You, my daughter, are not of this world alone. You are born of blood and lightning, bone and stardust, dream and prophecy. And I vow to cheer when you leap cliffs, to steady you when the ground shakes, to never let you forget that you are the best thing that I have ever given the earth, forever, no matter what. Love, Mom.
Love that. Oh, thank you so much for being willing to share your story and all of these beautiful writing pieces that you have. And if you are listening in and you just want more of Maria, there will be information in the show notes. But Maria, can you tell them where to find you?
So I am in the process of starting my blog writing spot. So bear with me if it's not perfectly put up yet. I worked on it last night, but new baby stuff.
I think that's a good excuse.
Feral Hearth. And I'll have the website that you guys can go to and just read my writing. I plan on putting these writings up as well as recipes from canning, because of course I like to can. Of course I like to. Yeah, of course. Right. So that'll all be in the show notes and on the website.
Awesome.
And I also post it all to my social media. So the handles for that are all there too.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Maria. It has been wonderful speaking with you. And I just am so blessed to even know you. And I can't wait to hear more from you in the future.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed today's episode, please take a moment to follow, rate, and review the podcast. It helps us reach more families who can benefit from this resource. For more resources, classes, and services, head to empoweredbeginningsatx.com or check out the Birth Baby Academy at birthbabyacademy.com. Until next time, wishing you confidence and calm on your journey through birth and beyond.